Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 297, Friday the 13th, part 5. A new beginning. My name is Eric.
My name is Joe.
Is it?
It's not Joey, that's for sure.
Okay, it's not Roy?
It's not Roy. No, it's not Roy. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Joey. You were so annoying.
Yes, he was.
And I'm glad he wasn't around for a super long time.
Yeah.
But he did not deserve to die the way that he did.
No. But I don't know, maybe he was fat.
Yeah, I mean, that is his defining characteristic.
Yes. And,
He's fat and annoying.
Yep. As we know, all fat people are annoying and only interested in eating chocolate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you disrespect a chocolate bar,
Yep.
he's going to have a problem with you.
Yes, he will.
And he will push you until you axe him to death. Oh, this movie sucked. This movie was so bad.
Well, now, we're going to have our first Friday the 13th disagreement.
Ooh, okay.
I enjoy this movie.
Okay. All right.
Now, all right, spoilers for a nearly 40-year-old movie.
Yeah.
The killer is not Jason.
Right.
Jason is dead.
Yes.
As firmly established in Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter.
Right.
The final movie with Jason.
Yeah. No, because this is a new beginning.
It is a new beginning.
Yeah.
Is this the first reboot?
It's one of those sequel reboots, like a Blade Runner 2049 or Star Wars The Force Awakens. That's what this is. The only difference is that those came out like 30 years after their originals. This came out the following year.
Yes. So the killer in this movie is a guy named Roy.
Mm-hmm.
I know the reputation of this movie is not great.
Okay. I can't imagine why.
It mostly stems from the fact that Jason is not the killer.
Okay.
So is that where you're coming from?
No, because I didn't figure that Jason would be the killer.
Okay.
Because we saw Jason die pretty firmly. And I like the idea of, it's, we talked a little bit about Scream before.
Right.
I like the idea of someone taking the iconography of Jason and using it for their own purposes.
Right.
Which is essentially what happens here.
Yeah.
And also when we see quote unquote Jason, he's wearing a new mask and the mask isn't damaged like original recipe Jason's.
Sure.
So I knew it wasn't actually Jason.
Okay. Right.
Was not convinced that it wasn't Tommy for a while until Tommy actually showed up. Like
okay.
I know we see, like his bald head and stuff under the mask. But Tommy's a makeup special effects whiz, so maybe he did that to himself. And I feel like it was set up that it was going to be Tommy. So I'm glad that it went in a different direction. No, that's not the part that I don't like about the movie.
Okay.
The rest of the characters are cartoons. Every single character is a cartoon character. And it's just a bunch of assholes. Like, there's barely anyone likable in this movie.
Come on, there's Reggie.
Look, Reggie the Reckless, I do like. And his brother Demon.
Yeah, and his grandpa.
And Grandpa. I mean, we barely see Grandpa.
We barely see Grandpa, which I think makes it all the more tragic that he dies needlessly.
That's true, yeah. Off screen.
Yep. And is forced to be yet another entry in the let's throw a body through a plate glass window.
Yes. I did appreciate their continuing that tradition.
Sure, and it rains again.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are the staples of a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah.
Masked killer, rain, and throwing a body through a window.
Yeah, I think maybe I just... Because I really liked the last one, and this one I feel like paled in comparison to it.
It's more ridiculous.
Yes, yeah, this one is almost a comedy.
Which I guess I appreciate a little more. I mean, not that the previous entries have really taken themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't find the characters to be assholes.
Okay.
I mean, there are some, for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely some obnoxious fucking characters that literally you cheer for when they die.
Yeah. I did applaud.
Yes, you did. Rightfully so. But I don't know, maybe like even like the kids. So the plot of this is Tommy Jarvis from Part 4, played by Corey Feldman, who makes a basically a cameo appearance in this one.
Yes.
In a dream sequence. Is now played by a 20-something-year-old?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place here.
No, you're fine.
Let's do a timeline checkup.
Okay. Yeah, we are in the future again in this movie.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, that was a weird thing, too, is like, why is... They all have flying cars. I didn't expect that to happen. But people are still having car trouble with them. And no one eats meals. They just take these protein pills. It was weird.
I mean, okay, it is weird that Jason is walking around in basically what looks like an aluminum foil suit.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, it's the future. We just have to accept that. That's what fashion is going to be in the future.
The zero gravity sequence was really strange. But I like that they went for it. No, we're in the future of 1989.
Okay,
that's what IMDb said, 1989.
Okay, all right.
Which I definitely thought that Tommy, because they say that Tommy was 12,
right,
in the last one. I definitely thought it was like they were in the 90s for sure in this movie.
I mean, if we're playing it on just the bare minimum of aging.
Yeah.
I would have guessed he was like 19 in this. So
yeah.
I would have put it like, 7 years. So yeah, 91, 92.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
IMDb disagrees, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because he is a very rough looking 17-year-old.
Yeah. Also, I thought it was interesting that they, Corey Feldman played the character before, and then they cast an actor for the older version of him that looked like Corey Haim. I thought that was really strange. That was an interesting choice. Like, the Coreys were really interchangeable in the 80s.
I mean, I think this is pre-Corey Haim heyday, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. It's pre-Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the Coreys were not a thing at this point. Yeah.
There's another Corey in this movie, but he just plays one of the other guys.
Yeah. But no, yeah, so it's Tommy Jarvis has been released from a mental hospital where he apparently has been living since the trauma of the previous movie. And now he is moved to a group home of sorts.
Mm-hmm. Like a halfway house.
Yeah, to readjust to society before being released. I guess. And then the killing starts.
Yeah. Really unexpectedly.
Yeah. As we mentioned, poor Joey is our first victim. And it's because he's just an obnoxious fat guy.
Yeah.
And as we know, all obnoxious fat guys deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, as an obnoxious fat guy named Joey, I get it.
I mean, you are murdered nearly every single day.
It's true. If I'm leaving my house, there's a 99% chance I'm being murdered.
I mean, I have told you numerous times, stop forcing chocolate bars on people.
I can't. You know what? They're so good.
And also clean your fucking face.
No. No, I love my chocolate Fu Manchu. I thought that when he came on screen. Like, I've eaten many chocolate bars.
Sure.
And I don't think I've ever had that pattern of chocolate on my face. Like, it's the iconic chocolate on face pattern that does not actually exist in nature.
Nope. I mean, his name might as well have been Uger.
Yeah, pretty much. No, so the sequence where he gets killed, that legitimately shocked me. Like, just in broad daylight, he taunts this guy basically into axing him to death.
Yep.
And like it the way that it played in the movie, like, you see the guy snap and axe him, and then, like, it's the sort of thing where you expect it's like gonna like cut back and he's just standing there staring at him, like, and it's all taking place in his head.
Right.
But no, it actually happened in the movie. So that was jarring for sure.
Yeah. Obviously I'd seen this before. I knew, sort of the. So spoilers for the ending. It turns out that Joey is Roy the paramedic's kid.
Yeah. Roy, who has no lines that I can recall.
He has like one or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we see him maybe twice total.
Yes, 2, maybe 3 times. It's revealed that Joey is his kid, but for some reason Roy never raised him or claimed him as his own.
Yeah. Which is fair because he's an annoying fat kid.
Well, sure.
And
maybe had he been properly brought up, he wouldn't have been an annoying fat kid.
That's sure. Also, the fact that he was fat had nothing to do with him being annoying. He was super annoying.
Yeah.
And again, also a cartoon character.
Yeah. But so even though he's apparently had absolutely nothing to do with this kid,
Mm-hmm.
he basically snaps when he sees that he's been murdered.
Yes.
And pretends to be Jason and kills everybody.
Yeah.
Even people who have absolutely nothing to do with Joey being killed.
Yeah. It's real indiscriminate.
Yeah. Obviously, clearly went to a lot of trouble because he does have a fake bald, mutated Jason headpiece that he wears, along with the new hockey mask.
I did want to ask about that because for most of the movie, we don't see the face of whoever the killer is. So do you think that, like, as he got closer to his end game, like for a while he's just him, he's going around killing people, but as he got closer to the end game, he was like, oh, I'm really gonna lean into this. Like the sheriff, I overheard the sheriff say that he thinks it's Jason Voorhees. The sheriff who reminded me of Michael Showalter, like doing a character. But
was that a wig?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to have been. But like, did maybe like when we see him as Jason is the first time that he's actually worn that mask and the bald head thing.
Yeah, it's a
to
very
really
good
go
question.
for it.
I mean, I can understand, if he had wanted to perpetuate the myth of Jason Voorhees being back and being the killer.
Yeah.
I could see him wearing it from the beginning, but leaving a survivor to tell the tale.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he does not.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And nobody. But also, nobody looks at him and is like, "What are you doing here?" Or anything like that. He just straight up kills everybody.
Yeah.
Very little warning.
Yeah, that was part of what I found funny too. Is just because with all of the Friday the 13th movies, there are a lot of sort of fake outs. But then always immediately he's right there to kill whoever. There's the sex scene between the two kids in the woods.
Yeah. And
the random guy who came to the neighbor's house to do work.
Yeah.
Happens to be in the woods. And at first you think that, that's the killer or whatever watching. That's Jason.
Right.
But then you see that it's him, and then he just turns around and immediately gets stabbed.
Yep.
It was comical.
So, I'm not saying this is a great movie.
Sure. Yeah.
And bringing up the Drifter. There are numerous red herrings as to who the killer might be. You're sort of led to believe maybe it's Tommy going completely insane. Maybe it's this drifter who's just coming to town. But the movie doesn't set up any of that very well at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Tommy stuff, I feel like I did a lot of work there.
You did.
To get to that.
So, again, part of, having seen this before and knowing that Roy is the killer, it became very obvious to me on this viewing that Roy is the killer.
Yeah.
The 2-3 scenes that he's in, there are just lots of lingering shots of him that just are very suspicious.
Yeah.
And it's okay, clearly he's the killer. But Tommy is also barely in this movie.
Yeah.
Says maybe 10 words total.
24, IMDB says. I almost expected when he shows up in the barn and sees not Jason.
Yeah.
I almost expected there to be some sort of monologue. Which in this case would have been a 10-word sentence. Yeah, that was part of my problem too, is that Tommy is barely there. Yeah. Tommy's barely a character.
He really is.
And he's the one who I should care about the most, because I've had the most time with him.
Exactly. He... At least, it should have built up, the turmoil. Even his own inner turmoil. Am I the killer? Him just... all these deaths happening and, him questioning whether he's done it or not.
Yeah.
But we get nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all.
But apparently, 5 years in a, mental institution has really taught him some great kung fu.
Yeah, he is Batman in this movie. It was so strange.
And yet, in the final battle with Jason, non-existent.
No, yeah, just stands there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he froze.
Oh, sure.
He, in the backstory that they don't give, he learned all of these self-defense techniques in order to protect himself.
Sure.
But then, in the face of his actual greatest fear, he just completely freezes. This is, again, the work that the movie wants you to do.
Right, yeah, but offers nothing to help, yeah. But yeah, it just feels like there should have even been a subplot where, the guy who killed Joey, escapes from jail and he's on the loose or something like that. But no, he's never mentioned again.
Yeah. And I will be honest, when Jason is unmasked, I did not recognize him.
Oh, yeah, no, he is... Like, the guy does have a distinct face, but they shot it in such a way that you just can't tell.
Yeah.
Because even knowing who it was, I was just like, that doesn't look like him.
Yeah. So not recognizing him, I was trying to figure out, like, I'm supposed to know who this is. Who is this? And my mind immediately went to the guy who killed Joey.
Right.
Clearly escaped and came back to finish the job. Yeah. It's a mess.
It is. It absolutely is.
I feel like the last one, it's not fair to compare to the last one probably, but I feel like the last one was a lot tighter. And like there were the tropes that we're familiar with, but there was also enough new and interesting twists on it that there was more for me to grab onto than whatever was happening in this.
Right. I mean, I guess I appreciate them attempting this different direction.
Yeah.
But it definitely could have been better plotted.
Yeah. Well, I think you can draw parallels like between this one and the first one. A parent avenging the wrong death of their child.
Right.
And they don't draw that at all. They don't make that at all evident because you don't know who the killer is.
Right.
Joey is around for 10 seconds. He dies.
Yeah.
We see his dad for a minute total.
Right.
And then the neighbors. Fucking the neighbors.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's also parallels there between Jason and his mother and the neighbors, like, sort of overbearing mother and simpleton child. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's
yeah. But I mean, they were
horrible.
God, yes, yeah. And yeah, when Junior, I think is his
name.
name.
Junior and Mama.
Yeah, Junior and Mama.
She did have a real name, but I don't remember what it was.
Ethel.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, when Junior dies, you literally applauded in my living room. And again, well deserved.
Yeah, he was awful.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just terrible. I forget when Ethel first shows up, who you said she was.
Amy Sedaris.
It said Amy Sedaris.
She reminded me of Amy Sedaris on The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And Junior was basically, little Randy Quaid.
Yeah. No, I honestly thought it was Randy Quaid at first.
Yeah, no, kind of looks like him.
And then I also wondered if maybe that was Jason's stunt double or something. Or the guy who plays Jason. Just without the mask on.
It could have been. I don't know. Again, it's not great, but I really enjoyed it.
That's fair.
I thought the kills were fun. Outside of like the characters we've talked about being obnoxious, I didn't think anyone was truly an asshole.
Yeah, there's the one guy who Tommy beats up.
Yeah,
who like just scares him for no reason, and then is just like sort of pushing him a little bit.
He's kind of an asshole, but like. It's never, I don't think, ever to the point where I was just like, yeah, I'm rooting for that guy to die.
Yeah.
Like, he was an asshole in one scene.
Yeah. That's the thing, too, is no one is developed.
Well, yeah.
So he's an asshole in one scene. That's the only scene he gets. So he's an asshole.
Fair.
The two teenagers have sex in one scene. They're the horny teenagers.
Well, that's the asshole.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that was him. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he is, in addition to being an asshole, a horny teenager.
You could recognize him by his sleeveless shirt.
Oh, of course. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Oh, man. I liked Reggie.
Reggie's great.
Reggie was great.
Yeah. Demon is good too.
Yeah.
That actor was like the only person in this movie that I recognize.
Okay.
But I still had to look up from what. He was in the same year that this movie came out, also in Return of the Living Dead.
Okay.
He played Spider.
Interesting. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
All right.
Recommended.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, the only ones of those that I've seen the original Night of the Living Dead and the Dawn of the Dead remake. So.
Unrelated.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Yep. I did not know that.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, it would have been Dawn of the Living Dead, wouldn't it, if it was part of the series?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I've only seen the original one.
That's fine. But yeah. I guess.
I'm sorry. I didn't
No. You're fine. You're fine. We're allowed to disagree. Everything in this movie is just underdeveloped.
Yeah, that's exactly my problem with it.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's because they are churning these out year after year.
100%. Like, take a second pass at the script, guys. Honestly. I know that I did read that the original plan was to have Corey Feldman star in this one.
Right.
But then he was busy with the Goonies.
Sure.
So they had to scramble to replace him. And I wonder how much of that resulted in the sort of shoddiness of it.
Right. I mean, there's one thing to just replace him, but there's another thing to, replace him with a 30-year-old man.
Right.
And set it, in the future again.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just, like, even though, because 4 turned out pretty great.
Yeah, I really liked number 4.
But yeah, it does feel like this one was just sort of, well, what do the kids want? They want gory deaths and they want tits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they just kind of threw it all together, and that's what they made.
Yeah.
This one definitely has, I believe, the most nudity so far.
Definitely, yeah.
It is very gratuitous, and I'm clearly not a prude, but, just unnecessary.
I mean, there comes a point where it's just like, she didn't need to be topless for this.
No, yeah.
Like, she's just walking around her room.
Yep. So, kudos to the girl who played Violet for keeping her shirt on in this movie.
She did nothing wrong.
Nope. She did nothing.
She did nothing, exactly, yeah. She was the only one where I was like, oh, she doesn't deserve to die.
Yeah. I
guess, I don't know, none of them really deserve to die.
Yeah, Jacob didn't deserve to die.
Which one was Jacob?
The stuttering guy.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, man. That poor guy.
Yeah.
I felt for him.
Yep. See? There's a character.
Well, I see myself in him.
Sure.
Confess your feelings to someone and they laugh at you. I felt that.
Yeah. No, that was hard. That cut deep.
Yeah.
Like the cleaver to his face.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Artfully done, sir.
Thank you. But yeah, Violet just, she's one of the people at the beginning who laughs at Joey and calls him an asshole.
Right.
But then, she's just, but also Roy couldn't have known that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just dancing in her room, doing the robot to some shitty music, and she dies.
Was she, I asked you while we were watching it, I legitimately, was she crumping? Is that what crumping is? I don't know.
I don't think that is what crumping is.
My main exposure to crumping is in that credit scene from Community. But it seems similar to what she was doing here.
No, yeah. I believe she was doing the robot.
Okay. She's doing an excellent job, whatever she was doing.
This reminds me of a story. When I used to work at a TV station, I would often not be at my post.
Oh boy.
But,
Is he crumping?
No, but as long as I had a TV on, I was pretty much just doing my job.
Sure.
So I was hanging out in my friend's office and just bullshitting or whatever. And one of the news anchors ran up the stairs, burst into the room, and said, "Does anybody in here know what crunking means?"
Crunking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. None of us had any clue.
Yeah. I mean, I know what crunk is.
Yeah.
As an adjective.
Okay.
But not as a verb.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he felt like because we were, in our 20s, we knew what the hell that would be.
Probably.
But no, none of us knew.
That's excellent.
Yep.
New beginning. The ending.
The ending's bad.
The ending was disappointing.
Yeah.
But also, I felt like completely inevitable. Like, that was where I expected the movie to go.
Right.
And then when it didn't go there, I was happy. But then it went there anyway. So yeah, that was, I don't know about that.
Well, spoilers for part 6, it doesn't matter.
Okay, good to know. All right.
So obviously, I guess their goal was, the next sequel, had this been financially, successful.
Yeah.
Because I guess this one was the first disappointing one.
Okay.
But clearly not disappointing enough that they didn't make more.
Right.
Yeah.
They're cheap. They clearly just churn them out every year.
Right. There's no notable name actors that require a high salary. But obviously they were going to go with Tommy is going to be the new killer.
Yeah.
Which fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the parallels between this and part 1.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that so in part 6, had this one been successful, Joey would have come back as the killer.
That would have been incredible. The victim appeared to have choked on chocolate bars. And then his head was chopped off. Yeah, that would have been really something.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't go in that direction.
Maybe they should have, in this movie, hinted at, some sort of, revenge plots by, having an ironic death like that. Jason, fake Jason.
Yeah.
Choking somebody to death on, a Mounds bar or something.
Yeah. Or literally any indication that was what was happening.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe it's because I've been watching a lot of Columbo.
Okay.
But,
can't wait to see where this goes.
Just maybe, if you're going to write a mystery, kind of figure out your shit beforehand, and lead us down a path.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they definitely did not work backwards on this one.
Nope. It's ironic because at Columbo, you see what happens.
Exactly.
And then Columbo has to figure it out.
Right.
So it's not really a mystery.
No. It's a mystery for him.
It is for him, yes.
Oh, man.
A new beginning.
A new beginning.
And an ending.
Maybe some things should end.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, again, I'm not going to wholeheartedly defend this movie.
Sure,
but I did enjoy it. It made me laugh. And
I wonder. I mean, I do feel like there is enjoyable stuff in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely made me laugh, intentionally or otherwise. So I don't regret having watched it.
All right, well, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't think this is the best one. I do think it's probably the one that gets shit on the most.
Okay.
And maybe that's where I'm coming from. It's like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of bad.
It's interesting ideas for sure.
Yeah.
Just none of them very well executed.
Because so when we started this, you asked if one of these was going to be like Halloween 3.
Yeah.
And I guess this is kind of the one.
Okay, because it's not Jason.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And again, I know a lot of, hardcore, Jason fans were really disappointed by this one, but, yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
and if that is the only reason that you're like you bring up valid points.
Yeah.
You have perfectly good reasons to not have enjoyed this. But if you were to say the only reason was just because Jason wasn't the killer, then fuck off.
Yeah, no, I liked that it wasn't him.
Yeah. It's like, so my girlfriend has been making me watch Harry Potter movies.
Yes.
And the one I liked the most so far, the one I liked second most so far is the one where Voldemort isn't even a part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is refreshing.
Is it Prisoner of Azkaban?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's my favorite.
Yeah. A lot of people I've talked to, it appears to be their favorite.
Yeah.
I liked Order of the Phoenix a little bit more.
All right.
But I did really like Prisoner of Azkaban, and one of those things was just the fact that it just wasn't the same old, this is the bad guy.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I appreciate that with this. Halloween 3, it's my favorite Halloween movie.
Nice.
Maybe I'm just a contrarian. I don't know.
Oh, I have no more thoughts about Friday the 13th, The New Beginning.
That's fair. Oh, I do have one more thought.
All right. I'll allow it, but watch yourself, counselor.
Just one more thing. So, throughout this movie, we do not get the Kiki Mamas.
Right.
Except for when Tommy is hallucinating. But at the very end, when he is in the hospital and he is just finally losing it, after having defeated Roy, we do get some Kiki Tata.
Kiki Tatas? Oh, God. Yikes. Why?
I thought that was clever.
I didn't even notice.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I didn't notice the first time. But
yeah.
Maybe I'm just hearing things. I don't know. I'm willing to concede that. But
I didn't see it in the closed captions, so.
No, yeah. They would just say ominous music.
That's true. Or ominous breathing.
Yep.
Le whooping. I was sad that guy wasn't around for more of it.
The two dreaming guys?
Yes. Yeah, the guys who didn't actually exist.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything making you happy this week?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of anything.
It's fair.
How about you?
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, it's been pretty disappointing all around.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, good week.
Yep.
Capped off by this movie.
Oh, well.
It's fine.
So,
on to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe with a special guest?
Possibly. So, yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives.
Ooh. I wasn't sure what the subtitle of that one was.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Teasing.
Well, we will be back next week to talk about that one.
Alrighty then. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters.
You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.